Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be 10 books or series that I want to read by the end of the year. So there are a lot of books that I want to read by the end of the year, and there are a lot of books that are not mentioned on here that I do plan on getting to, and I might mention those at the end. However, these are 10 books that I'm not strictly like putting them on my TBR because they're just going to be read when I can get to them, but they are definitely ones that I would really love to read by the end of the year. The first series is a duology, and that is The Wrath in the Dawn by Renée. Oh man, I can't use my phone right now and I don't remember what her name is. I need to look up these authors. Give me 1 second. Okay, so Renée Ahdieh is the author of The Wrath in the Dawn and The Rose and the Dagger. It's a duology, and I really want to read these because I've read the webtoons version of it by her. She is the author on webtoons as well, and it just blew me away. I had never read a webtoons before, and this was the first thing that I had read, and I was just like, okay, this is amazing. And so when I found out that it was an actual book, I was like, dang, okay, I actually need to read it. And so I know the story, but I want to actually physically read it in a book. So that is why I really want to read that. It is fantastic. If you haven't read the webtoon version, I highly recommend it because the animation and the imagery is so beautiful. Like, I love it. So the second series that I do plan on reading actually pretty soon is the Zodiac Academy. And it looks like this has 2 authors, and it is Caroline Peckham and Susanne Valenti. So I actually don't know anything about this series except that it's supposed to be similar to Harry Potter, but like almost like an adult Harry Potter magic school. All those words just were like, yep, that's fitting for you. So I really want to read that, and I actually plan on reading that hopefully in August. So I think it's like also a lot of books, so that's fine. I think the series is like 9 books. I could be totally making that up. I honestly have no idea. I guess I could look. I don't know. Anyway, that's one I want to read. Okay. The next is a kind of like trilogy, but I think it can be read out of order, so I don't really know if there's a specific word for that. And this is not like typical books that I read on here, but it is the Petersheim Brothers by Jennifer Beckstrand, and I just have to thank Aramis on here because if you go over to her channel, which is Aramus, she was talking about these Amish books, like romance books, and I was like, those sound amazing. And so I really want to read these by the end of the year. Just like, they would be actually really good kind of in between series books, because whenever I end a series, I always feel like really weird, and so like I would need like a little fluff, and I think these would be literally perfect. I think these, I don't remember if these are, but she had been reading some like forbidden romances between like Amish and Mennonites. I think it was Mennonites. Oh man, you guys, that's just, I love that kind of stuff. Like, give me that sweet innocent love, give it to me. So I really want to read those, and I do plan on it. The only thing is they're not available to me on Libby, and so I might have to, I think I can get 2 of them on Hoopla, which is similar to Libby if you guys don't know what Hoopla is, but you can't like send it to your Kindle like you can with Libby, unfortunately, but that's okay. I do really want to read them because I think it'd be awesome. The fourth that I want to read, I do own it, but I don't feel like getting up and grabbing it, is Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. And I really just want to read this book so bad because I enjoyed Uprooted, but I've heard that Spinning Silver is better. And I think Naomi Novik just has like the most unique writing style. It's different than probably anybody else that I've ever read, and it's just, it feels like young and like middle grade, but like adult. I don't know. Aramis had described it perfectly on her channel. I don't even remember what video it was in, but she described like Uprooted and just like Naomi Novik's style so perfectly. I think it was like they're based off of certain fairy tales, but not really, just like the idea, and then she like twists it into a whole new story, which is really cool. And so I think going into it now, like I know kind of more what to expect. Like it's not going to be a retelling. It's going to be like the idea and then like expanded on, you know? Anyway, I'm really excited. I think Spinning Silver is supposed to be like Rumpelstiltskin a little bit, so that should be pretty good. The next series I want to read is also a duology, and that is the Six of Crows duology by Leigh Bardugo. I've wanted to read this ever since I read Shadow and Bone like a month or two ago, because I watched the show, and with the show itself, like Six of Crows and Shadow and Bone are combined, which is really neat. And so now I kind of know the characters and their storyline, and I want more of it. And so I want to read Six of Crows. But then after that, this is leading into the next series I want to read, which is also a duology, and that is the King of Scars duology by Leigh Bardugo. And this just is kind of the backstory on one of the characters in Shadow and Bone, which was my favorite character. His name is Nikolai. And so I just want more of that. And I love backstories and kind of like backgrounds of characters. So when like series kind of do that, I love it. So that's why I really want to read the King of Scars duology. Moving on. The next series I want to read, I don't know if I'm going to get to it this year. I really want to. And that is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. So I just really loved ACOTAR, and I'm kind of hesitant to go to Throne of Glass because when she wrote Throne of Glass, she was 16, which is incredible, first of all. But second of all, there's like 8 books or 9 with like the Assassin's Blade or something thrown in there, the prequel. And so, I don't know, sometimes like big series like that freak me out. I'm good with like a solid 3 or 4 book series. But other than that, I just get like kind of stressed out. Unless I'm like currently reading them and they're still coming out, then it's different. And so I really want to read it because I loved ACOTAR, and I just love how like easy Sarah J. Maas's writing is to read. Like they're just kind of like comforting and fluff and cheesy and cringy, and that's everything that I like to eat up. So I would love to read Throne of Glass. I just don't know if it'll happen this year. Okay, next, I also want to read Ember in the Ashes. I don't even know what this is about either, but I've heard really good things about it, like literally everywhere, and so I want to read it. I think it just has like another one of those series where there's a strong female character, and I love strong female characters. Typically they can do no wrong to me. I don't know. Those are like one of the type of books that I just absolutely love. Last two. So the next book series that I want to read, I think there's only 2 out right now, and that is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. And I just want to read this because I want to get back into the Shadowhunter world, because growing up in like middle school and into high school, I absolutely was obsessed with the Mortal Instruments and the Infernal Devices. And I think there's another little trilogy type of thing within there that I don't know what it's called. I don't remember. Something, the Artifices, something about the Artifices. And so I really want to read those. And I just want to get back into the Shadowhunter world. The Shadowhunters are so, like, I don't think I've ever read anything that has to do with like writing runes on yourself to like, I don't know, it's so unique. I like it, so I want to get back into that. I like that a lot. Okay, the last book that I want to read is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I've wanted to read this literally since I got it. It's just really daunting to me, and I haven't been able to pick it up and like sit down and read it because I'm just so nervous about it. And I'm not even nervous about it, I'm just like hesitant. It just looks so big and daunting. But and also like it's daunting not only because of the size, but because it's adult fantasy. And I don't know what it is about adult fantasy, but I really just, I think I just have such not an immature, but like kind of not even naive, just like young, like my brain isn't that big. I can't read big stuff. So I really want to read it, but I haven't gotten there yet. But those are 10 books and series that I want to read by the end of the year. Don't know if it's going to happen, but those are some aspirations. Some other books that I would love to get done by the end of the year. I don't know if it's going to happen at all, but I really want to get them done. I want to finish the Game of Thrones series. I stopped halfway through the 4th book, like in 2019. And so I just need to pick it up and finish it. The 4th book is like dragging because it's all the characters I didn't care about. And so I was just like, oh, this is boring. So I put it down. I need to pick it back up and then finish A Dance with Dragons because I just want to finish the series. And the other series I want to finish is Outlander. I'm also halfway through the 4th book because I would switch between those at the time, which was probably not smart because those are very dense books and very long series. So going back and forth between those probably wasn't the smartest idea. Also, I want to finish that one as well. So I don't know if that's going to happen. There's another book I want to read called Snape, A Definitive Reading. I don't own it yet, but I want to, by Lorrie Kim. And I love background character books, and this is all about Snape, and he is such a great character, and I want to read more about him and learn more about him. So that's another book I want to read. And okay, one last book that I want to read, one last honorable mention, is All Adults Here by Emma Straub. And this was just a book that I got for a Christmas Secret Santa. I don't even know what it's about. I think it's just about family, and I really, really, really want to read that. So I don't know when that'll happen. These are all books I would love to read by the end of the year. And if you add them all up, I'm sure it's like 25 books. And that's like half of what not even more than half of what I've read this year so far. So that's my goal. It's fine. I'm excited. I'm really hoping to pick it up. I don't know. I think it was just the summer that I really lagged. But I think when school starts again, like I'm going to want to just like escape school and work and everything and just like read. So I'm hoping that the second half of the year will pick up a little bit more for reading for me and just like that motivation. But this summer, for some reason, I've just been like in a slump, but a lot has been going on. So that's probably also part of it. Anyway, that is it for this video, you guys. What are 3 books that you want to read by the end of the year? I would love to know what you guys are wanting to read, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. So, with that being said, I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!